All right, so I want to start the show, Lauren, this week with something that We Too Deep put in the chat, and that was Ricochet, our boy Ricochet. We're going to start the show from now on with the IWC Idiot of the Week. And this week, I am nominating our boy Ricochet as the Idiot of the Week. So our boy Ricochet decided once again, I guess after his wife had done enough damage on social media, Ricochet figured it was his turn to jump on. And he dropped a funny little tweet for the world, and it said, "It's really funny to me how a lot of people used to love me under the tutelage of WWE, but the moment I jump ship to another company, they turn their backs on me. Like, why? I don't get it. I'm still the same fucking person I was outside of WWE. Who the fuck are you?" I want to first start, because there's more. It keeps going. There's more tweets, but I want to start by breaking down just this initial tweet, right?
Okay.
Ricochet. We got to talk, buddy. We have to talk, because it's starting to feel like there's a level of delusion with Ricochet and Samantha Irvine, right? When they say things like, "It's really funny to me how many people used to love me." Ricochet, if so many people loved you, then what was the need to leave WWE? What? Because it felt like to me you left WWE because you were searching for something bigger, a better opportunity. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I don't. So he goes on to say, like, "God forbid I want to expand my horizons and try other things. Yeah, I really shouldn't care about others' opinions, but like this shit tilts me in a way that I can't describe. It's like some Joker bullshit."
Listen, with all this tutelage and tilting, I don't know what else he can fathom.
So what it sounds like to me is regret. It sounds to me like Ricochet has made his entrance into AEW, and he's walked out to the ring now quite a few times to the hundreds and hundreds of fans that are in attendance. Right?
Uh-huh.
I think Ricochet, everybody is sold this dream. They're sold this idea. Sasha Banks, Ricochet, there's been others, right? They're sold this dream that when they get to AEW, it's all going to change. It's all going to get better. These small crowds are temporary. But the reality to me is that these guys show up and they have a quick realization that, oh shit, somehow they're sold the idea that AEW is a direct competitor to WWE. Tony Khan might be the best salesman in the world, Lauren. Mm-hmm. It just might be that he tells them, "Look, I'm going to give you so much money. I'm going to give you all of this money. I'm going to give you all of this opportunity to wrestle." And these guys go, "Okay, great." And then there's a big paycheck attached to it, and they show up. And once they show up, they start realizing, oh, the crowd's not there.
Yeah.
The arena's not full. This isn't WWE anymore. We're not selling out consecutive arenas. Maybe in some of their flagship cities, they're getting numbers that are at least respectable, but there are some places AEW's going and just nobody's showing up, and they can't give away these tickets at this point.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, they're doing 2-for-1s, 2-for-4s. They got all kinds of special packages they're putting together to get people there.
That's crazy.
But the reality is, I think that people show up, like Ricochet, like Sasha Banks. I think even Saraya had a little bit of a realization. They show up, and it's not what they expected. It's not the dream they were sold. They were sold a dream. And they get there, and it's I imagine very unorganized. It's not the tight ship that WWE's running. And all of a sudden you show up, and Ricochet thought, I'm gonna show up to AEW, I'm gonna be the fucking man. I'm gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
And then when he shows up and he ends up wrestling on Collision week after week, I don't know. This is the type of tweets.
Oh, has he not even been like on the main show?
He's been on the main show, but he's not. It's not like he's the main guy. So he goes on to say, "I used to wrestle, to be honest, independent scene before I signed a blood deal with Vince." So here we go. So this is always the thing. This is always the thing, right? The thing is, once the regret sets in, they start to take shots at WWE. So now Vince McMahon's the guy who put you on the map and gave you an opportunity to wrestle. Same thing for your wife. You left WWE. Now it's nasty, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's the blood money deal that he made with Vince. I was universally beloved before and after I signed. So what changed? I don't know who Ricochet thinks he was universally loved by. I think one issue is that these wrestlers who hang out on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, they've built up this false sense of loyalty from a very small group of fans.
Yeah.
So you have this loud, it's the same with politics, it's the same with sports. You get these very small pockets of absolutely obnoxious, loud IWC fans who do love Ricochet, right? They love him because he flips around. And so that group is with him. The problem is he comes to WWE, that same group still loves him while he's in WWE, but there is, on the flip side, there is the internet community that is just super loyal to WWE.
Yeah.
So that group starts to love you, and so I think he started to feel a little bit of love. And then you leave WWE, and I think he imagined, same with Sasha Banks, that all of these fans are just going to roll with you. And there's a certain group, I'm included, I'm not loud on the internet, but I am in that group that once you leave WWE, you're non-existent to me anymore.
I agree.
So I think he left WWE, and there is that IWC portion that is pro WWE that begins to speak very negatively about people who leave WWE. I think they did it to Samantha. I think they've done it to Sasha Banks. And now I think it's happening to Ricochet. And I think he's starting to get upset. I think he's starting to feel, and I do think there's a certain amount of regret that swells up, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, whatever the contract is you signed, you know you're now locked into this for the foreseeable future. And the reality is, I don't think that it's just not looking good for AEW. It's not trending upwards as far as I'm concerned. Right? Like Gear 2 says, I'm sure as hell not watching AEW to follow Ricochet. No,
and like, so I agree with you with what you said. Like, once they leave WWE, they're kind of like out of my hemisphere, right? I thought I was going to miss Sasha Banks. And then, you know, we had all these other people who came up and had the costumes and all that stuff that I wanted to see that I really enjoyed about her. And then we saw her on AEW. The costume wasn't there. The act wasn't there. Nothing was the same. It almost like she dropped in value to me. And it wasn't worth my time to go and watch her on AEW. And she's not even like part of the main story or anything, or I don't even know.
Agreed. I agree. But I'll say the problem is Sasha Banks should have been the blueprint. People should have looked at that situation like Ricochet and gone, if Sasha Banks can't do it, there's no chance Ricochet is going to do it. Like Sasha Banks came out the other day and said something to the effect of, I'm not quitting wrestling until I'm known as the best to ever do it. Not just from a women's standpoint, but from a wrestling perspective, and better than Austin, better than The Rock, better than Cena. And I just, there's just a part of me that kind of feels sorry for these people where I go, number one, that's not happening. Number two, it's not happening in AEW for sure. So if that's your plan, you better already have the blueprint to get back to WWE. Wavy D said it sounds like Sasha Banks is never retiring.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, bitch, she's gonna be working until she's old.
That's exactly right. So Ricochet goes on. He continues. Now he goes, this app is so filled with the most brain-rotted dumbasses, parentheses, WWE shills, that I'm seriously considering leaving this fuck shit app. Like, the toxicity can't be good for any of you, especially to those who constantly harass my wife. Are Ricochet and Samantha Irvine new to the internet?
Yes, apparently.
Is this do they not understand? This is what the trolls want. You have given them, they've reached their goal. They've hit level 100 as far as they're concerned with you. They've got you to respond. You're now upset. You're doing the same shit that happens in politics, right? I'm going to move out of the country. I'm going to leave. You do all this big, these big ball threats. I'm going to leave Twitter. I'm going to be gone. You can't leave Twitter because then you're completely irrelevant. That's the problem for Ricochet, right? You're only getting hundreds of eyeballs. I'm being smart ass. You're getting small numbers of eyeballs on you in AEW programming. So the bulk of your attention now is coming from social media and Twitter.
Yeah.
So you're not leaving, Ricochet. Just quit bullshitting. You're not leaving. Mm-hmm. So this threat that like the toxicity can't be good for any of you. No, Ricochet, what you don't understand is they thrive on this shit. Like they go work their 9 to 5, and this is the thrill to them. I don't understand from Ricochet's point of view why good enough isn't good enough. Why, if the reality is your argument, Ricochet, is that you left WWE because you want to be happy in AEW, then go be happy in AEW and just ignore all of the noise that surrounds that.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the minute you start to acknowledge the rift is when you start to acknowledge that you're having those same thoughts. You're having those same those doubts.
But also, I don't understand, like, why each time they leave, they all of a sudden, like, turn ugly and, like, WWE is so horrible, like...
Because it plays to their fan base.
You know? It
plays to... So there is... Look, there are 3 types of wrestling fans, okay? There's this loud group of IWC, AEW fans who rah WWE falling apart, right? Then I do believe there is a smaller subsection of the internet that is extremely loyal to WWE. Then you have the other people who just don't really give a shit, right? They're just wrestling fans. They're there for fun. And I think that the problem is when people leave WWE, they immediately try to rally the base of AEW fans, right? So they start saying, if I talk shit about WWE, it fires up this real loud community over here. And they go, yeah, see, Ricochet's one of us. And the problem is that group has a short attention span, right? So once Tony Khan's done with them, they don't continue to push and promote Ricochet. They move on to the next person who's screaming, fuck WWE. So they're just constantly looking for whoever's being the most negative, and that's where their allegiance lies. And I think that's where some of these guys have a hard time grasping, and that's why you see Saraya take a shot at WWE. You see Sasha Banks take a shot at WWE. You see Ricochet take shots at WWE. It doesn't make sense. The trolls are only trolls if they don't believe what they are saying. I don't believe that to be true, because I think a certain amount of people just want a reaction. Even if they believe what they say, they clearly just want a reaction.
Yeah, I mean, like, people talk shit on the internet all the time. It happens. Get over it.
But he continues. He continues. So now it bleeds into defense of his wife, which I don't know how he got there.
Okay. Was he defending her?
You used to fucking simp for this woman on a regular basis, but now that she wants to do her own thing, she's this big evil woman. When the most evil of men constantly sexualize her on here and on Instagram. Hold on. I have a fucking issue with this.
Didn't you tell me she posts like
all the time
pictures of herself
all the time,
stuff?
All the time. Get your girl in line, Ricochet, if you've got a fucking problem with it. Because it's not the dude's fault. It's not the simp's fault.
I agree.
Your girl's job is to make you feel good, not the rest of the world. And she's free to do whatever she wants, right? Mm-hmm. That's fine. But the minute you get online and you start blaming the people who are looking at the content she's posting, that's a you problem, Ricochet.
Yeah, if you put something of yourself out, like if I went and posted half of my titties out on the internet and was like, why are you looking at them? I fucking put them out there for you to look at them.
It's not you saying it. It would be if I said it.
Oh, I agree.
Like, that feels like that's a conversation he needs to have with Samantha. If that bothers him,
we can't do this.
Yeah, then hey, I'm not comfortable. I can't handle that.
Exactly.
And he says, and before she constantly thirst traps, fuck off, LMAO, you fall for them. That's a direct contradiction to what you just. So he's all over the place. He's hedging his bet because
he was saying, because like if we just said what we said, then like
you're falling for her pictures. No, dude. If she posts her titties on the internet, dudes are gonna look at her titties. They're not falling for a trap.
Yeah.
Like, unless she has an OnlyFans and all these dudes are paying for it, she's free Instagram posting on. Nobody's falling for a trap.
True.
That doesn't. It goes on, Lauren. He continues.
There's more?
Yeah, I mean, he just continues going.
Oh my gosh! Do you think at some point somebody told him like, "Hey, bro, you want to put that phone down?"
Well,
Just
I
stop.
thought
Stop,
AEW
baby.
had this rule where they were supposed to behave on social media, but that rule only applied for like 3 months. And now that Brian's not involved in anything anymore, it's like the Wild West again.
Well, wait, they had a rule where they had to behave on social media. What happened?
So there was, Daniel Bryan was like the social media czar, and he was making sure people didn't post stupid shit because they had a couple people kind of get wild on the internet.
Because they're kids and they need to be watched, or what?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's what it is. It's because they can't patrol themselves. They all
do you think you could check my Twitter for
and
me?
then you wonder why you didn't succeed in WWE. If this deep down inside is the level of person you are that is conflicted by like your girlfriend on the internet, and you're conflicted by like opportunity, and you go in interviews and you go, I don't want to compete with these young guys, and then you wonder why you couldn't find success in WWE. It's pretty self-explanatory to me. Gear 2 says Ricochet is overpaid by Tony Khan and is banging Samantha Irvine. What more do you want, Ricochet? You won 100%, right, Gear 2?
Who cares?
That's the point I'm making. Is let the internet say whatever they want, dude.
If anything, they're still talking about you, so who cares?
Exactly. You've got your girl, and you've got your money. What are you? It's this need. It's this fragile ego and this need to feel accepted, right? It's this need to feel acknowledged for what you do. And that doesn't make sense to me. Ricky pays for premium and didn't realize he could have made this all one tweet, not a thread. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like he has a strong grasp over Twitter as well. Wavy D says, you all seen that viral corn video from back in the day where the bald guy stuck half of his head in the woman's thing? What?
Like he was up in the nose? I don't get it.
I don't know.
All right,
So he goes on to say, so anyways, for the criteria who randomly started opposing me, the cretins who randomly started opposing me, hell, even the people that supported me all throughout, no matter what, go fuck yourself. I don't trust any of you.
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think at some point he started writing this out and then like he went to like his Apple thing and put like, you know, you can look up a word to see another word? Like, no, just randomly put words in there?
He seems like a smart guy. Like, he's got a pretty... This, to me, feels like he's drunk. This feels... I don't know what time these were put, but this feels like a series of late night... I've had a couple drinks, talking with the buddies. Hey, fuck WWE. Hey, you know, it'd be cool if I flexed up on these guys on Twitter and I let them have it. Because now he's going after... So he goes from shitting on people who weren't with him to then shitting on people who were with him. He's like, fuck everybody at this point.
Yeah.
But I thought you were leaving Twitter like 4 tweets ago.
Yeah.
We Too Deep says he found Tony's stash of yayo, added a new meaning to taking a bump. Yeah, I mean, really. The top of his head all the way down to... I'm not reading We Too Deep or Wavy D's.
He just like... It's just so random. Like what went through your head that day that all of a sudden today was the day that you decided... I really got to let this off my chest, guys.
So then somebody posts, anyways, and Ricochet goes, why do you even follow if you don't like me? Someone else goes, put the phone down, Trevor.
Who's Trevor?
I think that's his real name.
Oh.
And he responds with, suck my dick. He's just all over the place.
God.
I absolutely don't understand.
Yeah.
Why acknowledge this is just what I don't get. But I mean, it is what it is. That's my idiot of the week.
I like it.
For
I think he definitely gets a blue